work-wise maybe can be handled by one person, maybe
Yeah,
supply chain
work-wise is one person only,
yeah,
definitely.
correct. Yeah. Okay, well, let me show you the system basically. Okay, once you subscribe the system, I mean application like Oracle, so you will get a one URL. Okay, so here user ID and credentials you are gonna get that. Let me sign out and sign in for better understanding.
Also, I know, will you
Mhm.
be covering about the landscape today? Like, what is the best implementation methodology and the landscape that everyone must be aware of during fresh implementation
Correct.
or
We'll
greenfield?
talk. We'll
Okay.
talk about that. So
Okay.
see, maybe next one or two sessions we'll try to cover all this. Okay, I have lot many things to cover. Okay, just I'm going through like just in high level because without knowing all these like maybe the services what are offerings. Okay, maybe in case if someone is aware that is well and good. Okay, in case if someone is not aware, maybe it will be I need to consider all the participants, right? So
Yes,
for
yeah.
that reason, just I'm going through in detail. Okay, yeah. Fine. So here, this is how you need to log in the application. Once you log in it here, you can see here setup and maintenance. Why this is coming? What are the roles which you need to assign earlier? How it is and all everything which we are going to discuss in detail. But maybe here I've updated everything. Like maybe next initial one or two sessions, I am going to demonstrate on this. This is by the time you guys get some idea on the application, if someone is already working or if someone is already aware, that is well and good. But from the perspective from the to keep in mind for all the participants, so this would be the basic understanding as a consultant should know. For that reason, just I'm trying to cover all this. Okay, so if I wanted to directly jump to the subject, I can go ahead and do that, but won't recommend it. For that reason, I'm just referring all these mandate information should know. Okay, well, so here just go to
So
setup and yeah.
is there financial accounting hub capture anywhere are going to give basic insights in FAH?
FAH is altogether it's a different offering. Okay, so here we are not covering FAH. Okay, so if required, I can give you some what is the usage of that and all. I will give you some demonstration. But FAH we are not going to cover because FAH is it's altogether it's a different thing. Without knowing these financial modules, you cannot able to handle FAH. After getting a real time experience on these five modules, if you wanted to learn that FH, that would be added advantage for your career. Without knowing all this, you cannot, easy to learn FH, okay? Because what is FH? FH is nothing but your financial accounting hub, right? From the data, where the data is coming. From all these generic modules, like all financial modules, the data is coming. How the data is going to prepared, how data can be transferred, everything will be fulfilled here only, right? In your financial modules. Just how it is interlinked, how the data to be transferred, and what information you want to transfer to hub and all that can be taken care by the hub. Okay.
Yeah,
So
but
yeah.
that FAH configurations also will be there, right? Financial
Correct.
accounting
Configurations.
configurations
Yes.
also will be there.
Correct. That is I'm saying,
That
right? Yeah. Please go ahead.
yeah.
Please.
So are we going to at least give some insights, some basic projects on basic knowledge on FAH also? I
So
think
see,
in every projects, so somehow they are integrating to FAH, all financial models.
correct. So basically, to give a clear information to you, so I will give you some information on FAH, the usage and the theoretical. I'm going to explain that. Practically, we are not going to cover because that is altogether different. Even when it coming to the reality, once you clear or once you aware all these modules, then only you will understand the FAH. Of course, after training is completed by using like use case scenarios whatever which are covered, by taking one example, I'm going to demonstrate on that how it can be data can be populated in a page, how where the data can be stored first, how to define that, and in high level I'm going to spend some time and I'm going to demonstrate, but in system I'm not going to show you because that is not part of our regular course curriculum. Okay, is that clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, it is not there in content list, but I think it's supposed to be is a part of financials. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Well, see here, these are all like an offerings. We are talking about offerings, right? Here, see, this is, let's take here financial. See here, as I mentioned, FAH is separate offering.
Separate
Okay,
application.
separate application. Yeah, here human related, order management. These are all different offerings which are procurement, product management. See here, procurement. Here, product management is nothing but your supply chain management. Okay, so here risk management, here supply chain planning, some student management, workforce development. This is something, HCM related, workforce development. These are all different offerings which you have. Okay, under financials, what different options which I have? Okay, let me go ahead and opt in feature. See here, the status by default, it is enabled. See here, as a financial consultant, if you see here, the definition, configure how you manage financial flows, including assets is nothing but your fixed assets, ledgers is nothing but your general ledger, cash cycle is nothing but your cash management, invoice and payments is nothing but your accounts payable, accounts receivable, collections also part of account receivable, and subledger accounting and tax configuration. Everything is part of financial. As a financial functional consultant or as a financial technical consultant, they might aware all this. Remaining all are all like additional skill set. In case if someone is trying to recruit the financial consultant, they are gonna 70 to 80%, they are gonna look for the respective skill set. Remaining 20%, they are gonna consider like FAH or maybe SCM something, who are carrying in a cloud area more than 5 years or more than 10 years. For that candidates only, they are gonna look for the other additional skills. Because when it coming to practically, if you started a career as a financial consultant cloud platform, maybe just consider 2020. Today we are in 2024. In 4 years time, it's very tough to get a knowledge at least on 2 end-to-end modules, even in financials. If someone is expecting that, maybe practically that may not be true.
Yes,
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep. In any medium to large scale implementations, you will have a dedicated full-time employee resources for each one of these sub modules, like for AR, AP, fixed assets, GL. There'll be a dedicated teams, agile teams.
Exactly. Because see, if you work
It's
for the
huge
one
data.
project, 3 years, if you work for one project, you will not get a chance to even learn your total 5 financial modules. Either you support for 2 modules or maybe 3 modules. So the expectation also maybe the companies they may expect, but when it coming to the practical experience, if the person is really genuinely worked, if they practically know, they aware, but in the current market, they are, expecting such a way, but it's not at all acceptable. But if you are good in respective 5 financial models, that should be sufficient to survive in the IT industry. Based on my experience, I'm saying, okay, if I know that, if knowing half of things, it's really doesn't work. If you are good in 5 financial models, yes, I'm good in 5 financial models. I can do any kind of configuration. I can fix any kind of issues. If you are in a situation to command that way, definitely, you'll be in a situation to manage, or you'll be in a situation to survive in the IT industry. Okay. Well, see here, under financials,
One question.
Please.
Sorry,
Yeah.
one question. So until EBS R12, as you know, we are going for the licenses. So
Yes.
same thing now is converted into the offerings, correct? Like finance offerings, order management offerings, that sort of thing. So based on our requirement, we need to go that whether we are out for these particular offerings or not. And based on the offerings, Oracle is charged from us, correct?
Correct. That's correct. Depends. Simple. Usage and pay. That's it. Based on usage, you need to pay. If I wanted to use this thing, they are going to charge something. If I wanted to use this thing, only out of 10, I wanted to use only this 5. Yes, I can do that. That way they are going to charge. Even in financials, I don't want to use 5 modules. I wanted to use only AP and AR. Remain things maintained by some other system. Yes, Oracle is going to provide only offerings for these two. That is also possible. Okay, it depends on the usage. Simple usage and pay. That's it. Okay. Well, here see financials. Under financial, what we have? General ledger, supplier related. See here, all supplier related, and cash management, expenses, fixed assets, customer invoice processing, under which you can see receivables. Cash management is going to be used for both AP and AR. Once the payment, once the receipt is done, how it is fetching into your cash management and all, you can see, we can see the reconciliation, what is auto reconciliation and all. Okay, the intercompany and the some intelligence, some business related, like the financial business analysis. This is some lease account. These are all a part of financials. Okay, majorly here the 5 modules: general ledger, AP, AR, fixed assets, and cash management. These are all the core 5 modules, and 100% usage whenever you are going to subscribe the Oracle application. Okay, this is how you can. Why these by default its features are enabled in this instance? Any one of you, please? How in real time it's going to work?
Because we have not opt for the offerings.
Basically, as this is a test instance, by default it will be enabled. In real time, you need to enable that, and respective whatever the features you wanted to enable, you can go ahead and do that. It's a test instance. By default, everything is enabled here. Okay, it's everything is available here. For example, in realistic, so whenever you work for project, in case if your company is not using FH, first of all, this feature is not at all going to be available there. Only respective offerings, whatever you subscribed, whatever the amount, whatever the offerings, the package which you paid, only you will get that. Okay. Yeah.
Majorly the big players are the are a silver partner or platinum partner with Oracle company. Those
Yeah.
partner implementations, they'll receive an email like this customer has chosen you as an implementation partner, and these are the subscriptions he has purchased. Based on that email, we can activate.
Correct. Yeah. That would be the realistic scenario.
Yes.
As I mentioned here, these are all different different modules which you are going to cover here. See, as part of financial management. And let's move on to the C here. Comparison OEM and AM. Basically, Oracle Unified Methodology, application implementation methodology. See here. Both are having a same kind of the purpose, usage, but only the naming convention it's going to be changed. For example, most of the companies, they are going to use OEM. That is something like here Oracle Unified Methodology, and AM, application implementation methodology. Okay, so here depends, I can say 50-50. For example, earlier whatever the clients, 5 to 6 client, we used to have a BR100. My current client, which they are using a OEM, that is, we can call it as a MC50, the document name. Earlier in EBS as well as the AM methodology, we are going to call that as a BR100, business requirement document. Here MC50 is nothing but managed configuration document. End of the day, both are same. TE20, test configuration. TE40, some system integration testing. So this is all the different naming convention which we are gonna use as part of your OEM and AM. Process wise remains everything same, guys. Don't confuse here. Okay, the naming convention bit different, and the document naming convention is bit different. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. Of course, here key activities by the phase, different phases which we have. Whenever I go for implementation as a consultant, or whenever the company go for implementation as for the process, first you need to design your project. Basically, you need to plan the project. You need to conduct the kickoff meeting, of course, which we are going to discuss once the sessions are completed. I'm going to talk about this in a high level. I'm showcasing here. I'm demonstrating just for your understanding. Once the sessions are completed, just will by the time you guys know the total configuration and how it can be happen and all, so that you guys can easily understand that. Okay, project design, then configuration is nothing but you are implementing your process, and validation is nothing but once the configuration is completed, validating all the configurations, and transaction process is nothing but transition, and realization how it's working in a realistic, how the once the configuration is completed, how the actual transactions are hitting and all, we are gonna see here. 1 second.